So I've been seeing a lot of talk online lately about the AI boom and how it's going to increase the price of video game hardware in the year 2026. But what I haven't been seeing people talk about is how this is actually going to affect the price of games going up and even the retro gaming market. If you enjoy these videos, please do consider hitting like and subscribe. But if you haven't heard already, the price of computer components have been going up a lot lately. RAM's been going up like crazy. Solid state drives are about to go up. Graphics cards are going up. And this is all because of the big AI boom that's going on. Every company and their brother is building their own private AI server, so the prices of that is going up, and they know it. All these data centers are going up, and just all the that's causing all the components to go up on the business to business level. So when it gets, if anything trickles out to the consumer level, the price is going up like crazy. And this affects video game hardware too, because video game hardware is nothing more than just pretty much computers, right? And so I already thought that the price of the Switch 2 was going to go up to $500 in 2026. That's something I've said on this channel many times. I'm not at all surprised by that. But I was saying that before all this hardware components have been going up in price. So I honestly wouldn't even be surprised at this point anymore if the price of the Switch 2 can even reach as high as $550. And that's the Switch 2, right? So we're eventually going to get the PlayStation 6 that's been in production for a while. We don't need the PlayStation 6 by any means. And so before I was saying, I think that's probably going to be a $1,000 console. Again, I've been predicting that before the price of all these components have been going up with the AI boom. And, you know, whatever the Xbox they're flaunting, that's going to be the most powerful system. It's basically going to be a PC. Before, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was around the range of $1,200 to $1,500. Now I'm definitely leaning more towards that $1,500 price point. Same with the Steam machine. The Steam machine is just a computer, so, and that's like this like custom build. I don't think that's going to be as affordable as I was previously hoping. And so that's just modern video game hardware, right? But what about games? You know, I'm noticing people talking about the price of games because what does it cost to make a game, right? You need a company filled with people working on computers. So the price of these computers and workstations these employees are going to be using, those are going to go up in price. And these computers are used all day, every day. I feel like a work computer, like in my own experience, and I don't even do like, you know, video game development where I'm rendering the stuff all the time. I feel like I need my computer replaced like every 3 years. And so, if you have a company filled with hundreds of people who need their computers replaced every year, that's more and more hardware. Plus, they're getting their own private AI server and just, you know, just their normal servers to run their networks and everything like that. Those are going to go up in price. And so, if the bottom line for these games go up, it costs more money to develop and produce these games. Where are they going to make up that cost? They either have to sell more copies of the game, or they charge more for the game. And what do you think they're going to choose? I mean, I already have been saying on this channel, I think GTA 6 is going to be a $100 game. I would not be surprised in the slightest. I would be surprised if it's only $80. Nintendo has faced all the backlash for the $80 games. Whoever done $80 games first was going to receive the backlash. Xbox tried, they received the backlash. They didn't have the staying power that Nintendo does. They backed off. You know, I think maybe Nintendo's ahead of the game because honestly, like I can see $100 games across the board after GTA 6 launches, and I know developers want that $100 game, and that was before the price of this hardware has gone up. So who knows? Could even be $110, right? And so, yeah, when you consider a PlayStation 6, even more than $1,000. If you consider games at $100, maybe even more. I just feel like we're gonna have a huge, just complete stagnation of the gaming industry because when I see the price of components going up, so I have two computers. I have this computer that I bought pre-built in 2022, and then I have a computer upstairs that I built in 2015. And I've been meaning for a while to refresh that 2015 build. That one I actually built. This down here, I didn't feel like building it. I just got it pre-built. And I've been wanting to refresh that computer upstairs for a while now. And now I kind of regret it. I feel like it's too late. The components are going up like crazy. And I kind of don't even want to like even dabble in building or buying a new PC. It's going to just cost a small fortune to do so. And if somebody like me doesn't want to buy or build a PC, why would the average consumer want to upgrade their video game hardware? Because even without the AI boom and everything, we don't even need a PlayStation 6 right now, right? Like the Switch 2, the PS5 is still stronger than the Switch 2, pretty much. By all means, it is stronger than the Switch 2. So we don't even need the PlayStation 6. We don't even need another Xbox. The Xbox Series X, everybody's gaming PC are perfectly fine. And now, if the PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox and new computer hardware are unaffordable, who's going to upgrade to this stuff? And so if no one's there to buy the hardware, if no one owns the hardware, why would these companies produce games for that hardware? And so, with the Switch 2 being the most affordable device, and I think the Switch 2, even though it's in that gray area, even at $550, that's because it's so much cheaper. It could be possibly twice as cheap as a PlayStation 6, as the next Xbox. Uh, I do think that one will still sell over time when it comes to modern hardware. I actually have a video coming on this channel. The next video I release is going to go into more detail about that. But because that's the most underpowered system, even when you include the PS5, it seems like with the market's going to be stagnated to Switch 2 and PS5 owners, essentially, and people with current PC builds, that this is where games are going to continue to be produced. And so, yeah, if you thought the cross generational period between the PS4 and PS5 was bad, I think that's going to be nothing compared to PS5 and PS6. PS6 is absolutely going to be just a luxury item that not many people want. We'll see. What I mean, $1,000 PS6, definitely in the minority where I could possibly pick that up. But the higher we go in that price and the higher the games are, even I might be getting priced out with that. Especially when it comes to like day one. Like I still love my PS5. I think it looks incredible. And if the market is growing with the Switch 2 and even the PS5, if they can still manage to sell PS5s, but if the Switch 2 is going to go up in price and the Xbox has been going up in price, even the PS5 might be going up in price too. And so, yeah, when it comes to new games, why would they not target? And that was the thought process with the PS4 and PS5 cross generation. If the audience only has Switch 2 and PS5 and Xbox Series X and like 3080 PCs, that's what they're going to develop for. And since games take so long to develop, we're going to be pretty much stagnant for the next 10 plus years at this point. And so, yeah, if people aren't upgrading and it's just getting more and more unaffordable, that's pretty much going to be the state of the market. And games are going to go up in price, and gamers want to play games. I think even the casual market, people want to play video games. It's just they're just simply going to be getting priced out of this. And so what are gamers doing even right now? They're looking to retro. I know I am. I've been playing a lot of DS lately. I've been playing Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. At this point, I'm just loving it as just this like simple side scroller beat 'em up. I'm having a ton of fun. I'm playing analog 3D. That was like $200, maybe it was $220, and I'm loving the N64 right now. And these games and consoles, I mean, they're from my collection. They're still decently affordable, but as the higher the floor for modern gaming goes up, there's a big hole for retro gaming, and people are going to start flooding and moving into the retro gaming market if they haven't already. And there's many reasons for this. I don't know if you've seen by now, but a 3DS right now, I know this is a DS game, but the 3DS, that costs pre-owned $250 right now. That's more than a brand new Nintendo Switch Lite at $220, which has already gotten a price increase. So a pre-owned 3DS is going for $250, and that's because it's so easy to homebrew, and you can just get access to basically all the DS and 3DS games. And those games are still incredibly fun, and that's the most important thing, is how fun the games are. And the retro gaming market, when it comes to hardware and the games themselves, it's a supply and demand thing. The supply is only getting smaller over time. Like, look at the N64. Now you got collectors when it comes to retro hardware. There's people, I've seen videos and stuff online, people flaunting their N64 collections. They have one of every single color variation of the N64. So for a console that's doesn't have much supply out there to begin with, you're having collectors and people already gobbling up and hoarding 10 plus consoles for themselves. When you look at like something like the 3DS and the PS3, people are looking to homebrew these consoles. They want to buy, snatch up a PS3 and make it a homebrew hacked console. Same with the Wii. I mean, the supply is only going to shrink. And as the price of modern gaming goes up and new hardware, people are going to turn to the retro because that the retro is a ton of fun and it's more accessible in terms of like the homebrew community than ever. And yeah, that's where the games are. That's where you can play. And I guess even at $250 compared to Switch 2, that seems way more affordable, even though it's just crazy. That's the price of a 3DS now. And so, yeah, I think just not it's going to stagnate. It's going to get worse. Hopefully, people already have libraries that they can live off for the rest of their lives because it's only going to get more expensive when it comes to modern hardware, modern games. And as people don't engage with that stuff anymore because it's completely unaffordable, we're going to see people go into the retro market and start gobbling that up. And the prices are going to continue to go up if they haven't even been going up crazy enough as it is already. There's definitely a hole in the market right now. Like, I'm very thankful for the analog 3D that I was able to get one because now that is injecting new life into N64 for me. I really hope we see more of these like FPGA systems for other consoles, and you see stuff like Anbernic that's really cheap and affordable that can play games very similar to like the homebrew community. And so, yeah, I think like third party retro hardware is almost the future of gaming right now. Um, and yeah, I mean, I still like modern gaming for sure for like for what it is, but it's definitely like I don't want to just completely just wait years and years and years to have to buy this super overpriced experience that I get. The higher it costs, if it's $1,000 for a PS6 and $110 for Wolverine 2, and it can last me like 40 and 60 hours. Like, I don't even know if that's worth it because I can get, even a game like this, which might only last like 5 hours, 5 to 10 hours. I'd rather play six of these than one of these big AAA modern experiences. Like, if I had to choose one or the other, at this point in my life, I would definitely choose the nostalgia factor over it. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's ever gonna get better? I don't know. I don't even think it's gonna get better because, like I said, with the example of hardware for game consoles and AI machines, everyone's gonna buy their AI server. People are still buying components for their workstations and everything, but these AI servers and in the data centers, they're getting used. The wear and tear on that is way bigger than the consumer level. Like, yeah, we can build a PC and have it last 10 to 15 years. But when it comes to business, these AI servers, they're going to be cranking and there's going to be wear and tear on that hardware and they're going to have to keep buying and keep buying and keep recycling. So that's just going to make the price continue to stay up. And I don't see the price going to be going down magically anytime soon. And so I think that's where we're at with gaming 2026 and beyond. Uh, Not great. You call it a crash if you want, call it stagnation. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to become more and more unaffordable for just a game across the board. So yeah, what do you guys think? If you enjoyed the video, it's not great news, but if you appreciate the video, do consider hitting like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.